Owen Brody.
Welcome back to the action, wrestling fans. Green Mountain Wrestling's WinterSlam III continues on here at the Barre Oaks Lodge at Barre, Vermont. My name is Peter DeLonge. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Green Mountain Wrestling YouTube page. If you haven't already, hit like and click subscribe. Coming your way is a title fight. On his way down to the ring, Owen Brody, a man who has spoken publicly and honestly about his thoughts on his remaining wrestling career. He says that it's no secret that he is coming towards the end of his in-ring career, and as he takes that path, he does not know where the destination will bring him, where the final spot will end up, and how he'll get here. But he says that every grain left in the hourglass represents an accomplishment, and the most important one to him is winning the Green Mountain Championship. And although we don't know what a loss here tonight will do, we know a win will make time stand still for Owen Brody. The stakes couldn't be higher for the OBro. And unfortunately for him, standing across the ring from him tonight is one of the most dominant entities in Green Mountain Wrestling history. The Moonlight Son broke onto the scene shortly after Green Mountain Wrestling made the triumphant return in 2023. And in a short time established himself as one of the faces of Green Mountain Wrestling and one of the most dangerous men in the roster. And when the Green Mountain Classic came about, Mike Skyros pulled out all the stops and was able to make history and become the very first Green Mountain champion in the new era of Vermont Green Mountain Wrestling. Tonight, Mike Skyros scoffs at the OBro and his thought of taking that title home with him. Where will this bring us tonight, folks? We're about to find out as we head over to Tony Morse for the opening announcements of this championship match.
It's scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Green Mountain Championship. This contest is brought to you by Pearl Street Pizza, wood-fired pizza, and Italian fare in the heart of Vermont, including appetizers, a full bar, and their famous grandma slices. Head to Pearl Street Pizza for the best pizza in town. Oh, yeah! Introducing first, the challenger from Windsor, Vermont, weighing in at 205 pounds, the OBro, Owen Brody! And his opponent from Syracuse, New York, weighing in at 209 pounds, he is the Green Mountain Champion, the Moonlight Son, Mike Skyros. Your referee in charge is Ryan Roberts.
Ryan Roberts officiating this championship match, and before we get going, I want to make sure to give a quick shout out to our tag team partner for this matchup, none other than Pearl Street Pizza, a must visit anytime you're in town. Whether it's for lunch, dinner, or just some social drinking and snacking, head over to Pearl Street Pizza. Thanks so much for sponsoring the action of Green Mountain Wrestling and supporting independent wrestling in the great state of Vermont. Pearl Street Pizza. Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
There you go, bro. Ready? All right, bring the bell.
And here we go, folks. The matchup has begun. Gold on the line. Not only bragging rights, championship status, but also for one of these men, longevity. A quick roll-up. OBro kicks out. Skyros taking his time, making sure to rub it in a bit. Showing him that he was just that far away. Right at the beginning of the match. Owen Brody, of course, here in Green Mountain Wrestling since the very beginning. Been a part of nearly every Green Mountain Wrestling event since we started. Wants to become the face of the company that he's put so much work and effort into. So much time, so much blood, sweat, and tears into continuing his wrestling career in the Green Mountains. But Skyros wants nothing more than to be able to put out the fire behind OBro's eyes and push him even further into uncertainty. Oh, clubbing blows by the champion now. Into the corner, up and over. OBro, nice deep arm drag on the champ. Owen Brody continuing the offense. Goes for a third, but Skyros catches him. Brings him back up. Off the rope. Reversal by OBro. Here comes Skyros. Japanese-style arm drag. Beautifully done. Challenger stays in control here. Drop toe hold. Face first into that middle turnbuckle goes Skyros. Off the ropes now. Boot right to the chest. Bringing the champ down. Pops right back up. And OBro sees his opportunity. Clothesline right over the top rope. And Skyros to the outside. And since Skyros has become the champion, he's definitely had the target on his back. Owen Brody saw this as an opportunity. Like I said before, said that he knows at his time there's not much left in his in-ring career. And he wants to be able to continue with that gold around his waist, being the flag bearer for Green Mountain Wrestling.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And my 10-year-old just went crazy as OBro breaks out the 6-7. My 7-year-old too. Oh! Skyros cutting him off now. Chops to the chest. Oh no! Put him up against the steel post, but Owen Brody out of the way just in time for us to hear the snap, crackle, and pop of metacarpals smashing off of that post. Brody now hooking up the legs. Blackjack, but Skyros up to the top, up to the apron, and pulled down unceremoniously by OBro. Now scooped up over the shoulder. Skyros head first into that steel post. And our front row Gold Circle ticket holders getting their money's worth here as the action spills out basically into their laps. Back into the ring now. Owen Brody feeling the confidence that he's needed to continue on, but getting back into the ring too slow. Skyros picked an opportunity, took some boots to the side of OBro's head. Now pulls him in, hangman position on the second rope, brings him down into a DDT, nasty stuff. And that's the kind of offense that got Skyros where he is now. The man is vicious, he's brutal, he's uncaring. No opportunity missed with the Moonlight Son as he continues to take it to the OBro. And now up against the ropes for all the crowd to see. Boots to the back while OBro is still hung up on that second rope. And I said before, we don't know what a loss here for Owen Brody would mean, but we know what a win would mean. But on the other side of that token, we know exactly what the win and loss would mean for Skyros. Balance on display, double boots to the face, and a pump kick. Finds the mark. Of course, a loss for Skyros would mean the end of an era, a very short-lived era, and Skyros would spiral, in my opinion. But a win for Skyros would further cement the iron fist that is tightly around Green Mountain Wrestling, thanks to Mike Skyros. Owen Brody wants to break up that grip, wants to loosen the chains. Ow! But Skyros has those chains wrapped tight. Corner capture clothesline by the OBro, lets him out. But celebrates too long. Lung blower from that middle rope position. Skyros cannot be given those opportunities. You cannot turn your back on the Moonlight Son for even a split second. And OBro just learned that the hard way. No matter how of an advantageous position you are in, it just takes a brief moment for Skyros to turn things around. And now, Owen Brody attempting to get back up on the offense, but Skyros keeping it from happening. Short arms, bringing him in, sleeper hold applied. OBro, knowing where he is, tries to back him up into the corner, but Skyros has ring awareness as well. Brings him down. Oh! Double super kick! Oh no! A super kick stalemate. But Skyros recovers quicker, sends another one in and hits the mark, and now crashes Owen Brody in the back of his neck. 2 count only. Leg grapevine with that chin lock. Skyros trying to squeeze the life out of the challenger now. Wants to hear the gasps of hope exiting the lungs of Owen Brody here. And wants to send a message to anyone else that wants to challenge him for the title. But Owen Brody's sending a message of his own, that he's not going to stay down that easily, that he's got plenty more gas left in the tank, and the fire in his heart is unquenchable. Reversal. Applies a sleeper hold of his own. Skyros fighting to get to the ropes. The arm wrapped in exactly the right spot, cutting off the blood flow of the carotid artery. Wanting to put that brain to sleep, but no, Skyros repositions. Turns it into a backdrop opportunity. And gets him those precious moments to get the blood flowing back up to his brain, to shake the cobwebs, to refocus the vision. At the same time, Owen Brody needs to recalculate his position here. He needs to rethink his approach, reassess the strategy. You see the remnants of the war paint on the skin of Owen Brody, showing the battle that he is in the middle of. Ducks the clothesline. Manhattan drop. Off the ropes now. Clothesline takes the champion down. The battle-worn Owen Brody now back up on the offense. Reversal by Skyros. Owen Brody to the corner. In comes Skyros. Catches a back elbow. Top turnbuckle from the middle rope. Beautiful snap suplex. Challenger goes for the cover. For the title, no. 2 count only. Skyros still in this. Digging deep. Brody. Still in this. You can see no despair, no frustration across his face. He just gets right back into it. Fights out of that fireman's carry position in the corner. Saw it before, was ready for it this time. Catches Skyros. Turns it around. Fisherman suplex with the bridge. Has it hooked? No. Skyros once again finds a way out. And now Brody's starting to show signs of wear. Taking the tape off. wondering what he needs to do next.
One more time.
The gears are turning in real time. Oh, Brody now going for the leg. Skyros trying to fight back. He's seen this before. Brody has a very effective sharpshooter in his repertoire. Skyros tries to escape. Kicks Brody off. Skyros in. But Brody fighting back. Shots in the midsection. Big haymaker to the side of the head. Oh, snap! German suplex by Skyros coming in. Splash in the corner. Brings him to the middle. Calls for the end. Brody, huge power bomb onto the OBro. This could be it. Skyros stacks him up. No, kicks out, but Skyros, unrelenting, turns it around into a sharpshooter of his own and has it locked in the middle of the ring. OBro in trouble now. Owen Brody needs to fight to get to the ropes, or else the sands of time in the hourglass continue to fall at an even more rapid pace. Skyros pulls him back to the middle. Owen Brody still fighting, crawling, scratching, and finds the ropes. Skyros must relinquish the hold. Skyros refusing. Nearly getting disqualified there, which I don't think Skyros would care all that much about. There's no title change with a disqualification.
Yeah. This is what I think of that. Come on, Owen.
Trying to cave in the chest of the challenger here, Mike Skyros, taking his time now. Picking the challenger apart. The crowd clearly in the corner of Owen Brody, and that fuels Skyros even more to decimate him in front of the crowd. Whoa! Owen Brody found a way, saw that he was close to the ropes, and kicked him right over the top, sent him to the outside. Meeting him over at the ropes now. Skyros on his feet. Owen Brody looking to suplex him back into the ring the hard way. No. Skyros holding on. Shots in the midsection. Good God, I don't want to see the reverse headbutt to Owen Brody. Up and over goes Skyros looking for a sunset flip, but Brody flips through, turns it around. Sharpshooter applied. Skyros now in trouble. Owen Brody perfected that move over the course of years. Has it cinched in perfectly. Putting all his weight in the lower lumbar. Skyros up on his elbows, crawling over to the ropes. Nearly there, and makes it. Breaks the hold up. Brody taking a moment to breathe. As Skyros, the story is written across his face. The damage done to the lower back. Owen Brody picking his spot. Waiting for his opponent to get back up to his feet. Sizing him up. In position, goes for a cutter. But Skyros turns it around, short arm clothesline, holds on to it. Picks him back up. Over the shoulders, looking for that F5 perhaps. But Brody fighting back, elbow to the side of the head. Off the ropes now. A kick right to the chest. Brody coming in again. Oh! Sends one back over to Brody. Back up on the shoulders. Skyros. F5 on Owen Brody. And that could be it. Pulls the arm back away from the rope. And no! No! Owen Brody digs deep. Brody survives the F5 and continues on to the matchup. Brody able to survive a maneuver that's taken out countless opponents by Mike Skyros. And Skyros is livid. He's incensed. But what the hell is he doing now? Skyros taking the boots off. It's customary in professional wrestling that when you the middle of the ring, and Skyros is saying, "You're not sure when your time is up? I'll tell you when it's up right now. I'll take your boots off for you now. I'll retire you right here."
If he wants to retire, I decide when.
Signifying the forced retirement of the OBro. Owen Brody now picked up. Oh no! Referee was picking up the boots to get them out of the way. Skyros swung OBro around and knocked the ref out. Uses the boot, but OBro ducks. Takes the boot off of him. Ow! Face first! Mike Skyros reaping what he has sown! OBro looking for the end, looking to put away the champ, looking to cement his legacy in Green Mountain Wrestling and make time stand still! Owen Brody up to the top! Skyros prone! Elbow drop across the heart of the champion! Brody goes for the cover! Referee recovers! Goes for the count for the title! No! Too close to the ropes! Skyros gets his foot there just in time! Owen Brody, the heartbreak he must feel! But he's not being deterred. He's going to do it once again. Ascending the ropes. He's too close to quit now. But Skyros recovers enough to cut him off. Chop across the chest as he's perched on the top turnbuckle. And another. Owen Brody doing his best to hold on. Catches the chop! Oh! Attempting to break the digits of the champion here! Brody going for that snap suplex once again! No! Oh! Reversal! Suplex into the corner! Dangerous! Skyros now calling for the end! Owen Brody on Dream Street! Skyros off the middle, Skyfall DDT! The champion has hit it, goes for the cover, and that's it! Owen Brody has been defeated. The grains of sand continue to fall as Skyros remains champion. Owen Brody fought with everything he had, with nothing to be ashamed of, but Mike Skyros was just too much for him tonight, as he is for most opponents. Skyros continues his reign over the Green Mountains.
The winner of this contest is still Green Mountain Champion, the Moonlight Son, Skyros!
And with Brody's boots in hand, along with the title, the symbolism here is clear. Hold on a second. The Yoga Ninja! The Yoga Ninja has made it to the ring! Speaking words of encouragement to Owen Brody upon his exit, giving the boots back. Says this isn't it. You're not done yet. And comes face to face with a man that he challenged earlier. The champion. He said whoever comes out the winner, he'll have his eyes on him. And that man just so happens to be Mike Skyros. And Tyler Payne is making it official. He is challenging the champion. He wants that gold. And Skyros ain't impressed. Folks, don't go anywhere. We've still got action left to come here on WinterSlam III. Green Mountain Wrestling, plenty of action left. Don't go anywhere. The action rolls on, as does the era of the Moonlight Son.